All right, Shalom. I
Shalom.
want to start off by giving all praises
To
Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai,
Yahushai,
Bashem,
Bashem,
Barakadash.
Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles of the Great
Double
Millstone,
honors.
Urubah and Teachro, and Shalom to the
Khan.
hopeful elect.
Shalom. This is Micah, chapter 6, verse 8. He hath showed thee, O man, what is good, and what doth Yahweh Bashem Yahushai require of thee, but to do justly, and to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy power. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is making it simple, because Jake is hard-headed. They don't like to do much thinking. They want people to do thinking for them. Listen, do justly and love mercy. And how do you do that? By being acquainted with the law. So we're going to get Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now, Israel. And who's Israel? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and any one of their descent. So you can look like Bruce Lee, but you know what? You have the spirit of Jake. All right, you know what a Jake is. It's not a carnal thing. What does it say in Scripture? Or as a speckled bird. You go to Baskin and Robbins. There's, I think, 32 flavors. It's still all ice cream, but they're so vastly different. Sands of the sea. You go all over the world. It's all beaches, but there's different color of sands. You have actual black sand, white sand, red sand, but they're all connected to the same bodies of water. It's just like us. We have all different flavors. So going back to the point, this is Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And now, Israel, what doth Yahweh Bashem Yahushai? And look at this keyword, thy. What does this thy mean? He's our power. Our power require of thee, but to fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that power. Why? Because it says the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is the beginning of all wisdom. What is the key word there? All. Okay, not some, not majority, but all wisdom. To walk in all his ways. How do you walk in all his ways? The 6:13. Of course, we're in the flesh, so we can't actually do that. But what can we do? We can do it to the best of our ability. And to love him. How do you love him? What is true love? But to keep his commandments.
You want a precept to back you up?
Khan.
Ecclesiasticus, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
That's exactly it. We can end the video right there because that's exactly it. Fear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because that's the beginning of all wisdom, and keep his commands to the best of your ability. What does that mean? Keeping the Shabbat, not wanting to commit adultery, not wanting to steal, not wanting to lie. Those are true principles. How many people do you know are actually pious? How many people do you know are actually true? None. But the 144 elect is actually trying to do something about it. I have nothing else to say. Do you have anything? Let me get back to that Deuteronomy 12, because there is still meat on the bones. To walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul. So what does that mean? You give it your all. Because what does Baruch say? For though it was in our mind to go astray, now being returned, we seek him 10 times more, roughly paraphrasing. Because if you have a scripture, bring it out, Ak. But I also know it says the mind is desperately wicked. Who can know it? It's in our mind to want to do wicked shit. We're carnal. Alright, without Yahweh Shai, we're nothing. So the least we could do is try to keep the commandments. What do you got for me?
1 John 2 and 15.
Bring it out.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world.
Stop right there. Love not the world, but neither the things of the world. And what's the definition of world in that specific scripture?
The Greek word cosmos.
And
means,
what does that mean?
Age or society.
Okay. So love not this age in society. And what age are we in? If you go to Job 9 and 24, the world is given unto the hands of the wicked. And if you go to Sirach 10 and 2, it says that the people will be as the same manner of the ruler. And who's the current ruler? Esau. And it doesn't take someone in the truth to realize that. Look at the money. Look at the government. And what does the government mean? To govern your mental, to govern your mind. It's all there. You just need to piece it together. And who can piece it together? Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Continue on.
If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
Stop right there. If any man love the world, so if you love anything about this society, what happened to Lot's wife when she looked back? She was turned to a pillar of stone. What does that represent? Because that woman, remember, we're looked at as women of Yahweh Shai. We're supposed to be the five wise virgins. All right. So what is a woman? She's so delicate. She's so tender. She's so easily manipulated. So what are you going to do? Are you going to be manipulated by this word? Or are you going to be manipulated by the world? The 5 foolish and the 5 wise. Continue on.
Looks like that was it for that. Verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes.
Stop right there. So the key word is lust. Now, it is okay to lust for a woman in righteousness, but to lust after the world, knowing fully that this world is temporal, knowing that nothing you see is going to exist in the kingdom to come, and everything that you can't see will exist, knowing that in your heart, your lob, your mind, knowing that in your soul, you realize how vain this world is. What does it say in Ecclesiastes 2:1? Vanity of vanities, saith the preacher. And what is another word for preacher? Prophet. And who made those words? King Solomon. And who was King Solomon later to become? Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So what did Yahweh Shai say? Vanity of vanity. And what does vanity mean? Evils. Evil of evils, saith Yahweh Shai. All is evil. Because this world is evil. Nothing you do will ever amount to anything. No matter who you're with, no matter what you think you're doing, you could drink, you could smoke, it will all lead to nothingness. For the thoughts of man are miserable. Do you have anything else?
Can we finish the verse?
Of course.
And the pride of life is not of the Father, but of this world.
Because the Most High resists a proud spirit. He hates proud spirits. That's why I personally, on a low level, me being Ash, I hate when I see lineups, or it's so tacky, it's so bullshit, it's so pretentious. So how much more Yahweh Shai when he sees our people, when you know the laws, you're supposed to have a nice beard like a lion's mane. You're supposed to be a man about things. How off is it to see our people acting like little bitches, little dogs? How thou worm Jacob. Do you have anything else for me?
Isaiah 56.
Bring it out, man. Keep feeding me.
Isaiah 56:10. His watchmen are blind. They are all ignorant. They are all dumb dogs.
Khan, stop right there. A dog. What's another way of dog? Someone that's shameless. Our people, starting with Judah, starting with the head tribe, have become shameless. You see them running up and down courts for Esau. If they're making millions, then Esau is making billions and trillions. But they're so happy, they're so content with crumbs instead of prophesying. Continue on.
They cannot bark, sleeping lying down, loving unto slumber.
They love to sleep. They love this world. They love to be. How many stories do you hear about basketball players, football players, soccer players on yachts having orgies and having overdoses and getting caught? This sexual scandal. Our people love this world. Or you hear about 2 Chainz trying $1 million wines. That shit is so fucking vain. Continue on.
Verse 11. They are all greedy doggers, which can never have enough, and they are sheepherds that cannot understand. They all look to their own way. Everyone.
Stop right there. They all look to their own way. Exactly. And what does it say in scripture? A man that trusts his own mind is a fool, roughly paraphrasing. You trust in your own mind knowing that it's desperately wicked? My goodness. I was watching Mike Tyson's podcast with Joe Rogan, and he said, every time I tried to lead my life, I always fucked up. and the key of changing my life was submitting to God. And this was Mike Tyson speaking. All right, and they put it out there, but no one's gonna catch it. That video had about 500,000 hits. Do you think people are really gonna take that in? No, they're more focused on the weed aspect. Continue on of this.
Suck it their own way, every one for his grain from his quarter. Verse 12, come ye, say they, I will fetch wine and will fill...
Stop right there. That's the end of the point. Do you have anything else before we end this?
Anything else, brother?
All right, close it up.
All right, I hope this video was edifying. Shalom.
Shalom.